Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show some things that I got from a thrift store that I visited here recently that I've not visited in quite a while. It's been so long that they've changed the price of their stuff, and I may have gotten some really good deals. Hang around till after the intro and check out what I got. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and welcome back to my channel, John Doe Juggalo. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like my daughter says, it's free, and you can always change your mind later. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. This is where you're going to find me discussing my favorite things about movies and music, video games, and the physical medias that surround all of those types of mediums. So please sit back and relax and check out this next video. So yeah, there's a local thrift store of mine that I used to frequent quite a bit years and years ago. Like, I probably haven't been by there in over a year. And for some reason, I just decided, hey, I'm going to pop in there. I'm driving past here work one day, and I decided that I'm going to keep my limit at $20 flat, $20. Let's see, maybe I won't get anything. Maybe I'll get some gold. Well, I got probably one of the biggest stacks I've gotten from thrifting here recently in quite a while. We're going to go ahead and start it off with just some really surprising finds. And mind you, each case was $1 a piece. They just looked at it, said, oh, you got movies? Okay, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. There you go. That was it. They didn't look at multi-packs, anything like that. So we're going to start off with a 3-disc set of Season 1, Volume 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I guess you could consider this an anime. I watched this after school. I don't remember. Probably in middle school, junior high, whatever you want to call it. It would come on WB, I believe, WB Kids. I'd watch this and then turn around and watch X-Play on G4. And that was my afternoon after school. So it's pretty cool to have the first bit of the series. I don't have anything else on DVD, but it's very nice to start from the beginning. I am going to try to go through these kind of quick, just because there is, like I said, there's quite a bit. Now, what's better than the first half of the Nightmare on Elm Street series? How about the second half as well? So, these were $1 a piece. I got the entire series for $2 on DVD. Now, these are not the best DVDs. I did look at them. I checked them when I was there at the thrift store. Condition's fine. It's just that they're all double-sided. So my son has a Nightmare on Elm Street set that is the exact same 8 films, because they give us Freddy vs. Jason as well. His is in a big box. It's about this thick, and it's got the tabs in it, but all of his Nightmares are on separate discs. So maybe the quality's about the same since they're dual-sided. But either way, I don't actually have Freddy in the collection. Everybody just always complained about how bad the Blu-rays were, so I didn't invest my money into the Blu-rays. And we're going to get part 1 on 4K this year. And I would assume if it does well, we're going to get the others following suit, because they're going to think, hey, we can just $25, $35 every year or so, maybe a couple a year. So the next one, if you've been hanging around the channel for any length of time or heard me talking about it, you know that I love to get the mini DVDs. And I just picked this up on VHS tape not that long ago, so it's kind of crazy that I found another format of the same movie, and it's another obscure format. But that's going to be Starsky and Hutch. I would assume that this is 2 discs. This is a 2-disc mini DVD, only because it is a full 100-minute length movie. But it's brand new. It still has a plastic tab on it from when they hung it up in the store. So, you know, pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool for $1. I'll add it to my stack of mini DVDs. And now if I go to watch this movie, maybe I don't have to watch the VHS. I might still watch the VHS, though. Just because, why not? Now, that was all the DVDs I got. Because they had quite a bit of Blu-rays. It was almost like somebody sold their whole Blu-ray collection or something. I'm not really sure. Now, we're going to start off with some ones that probably aren't the hottest. And maybe most of the stack isn't the hottest, and that's why it was there. But for $1 a piece, we got some stuff to check out. So these are probably not his best movies, but I am a fan of Robert De Niro. And this has got Killing Season with John Travolta, which I really dig John Travolta, and Red Lights with Cillian Murphy and Sigourney Weaver. So, you know. And I think, and Elizabeth Olsen, yes. Miss Wanda herself. WandaVision herself. The Scarlet Witch. But yeah, I've never heard of either of these. They may not be top tier De Niro, but I dig him, and I figured, I mean, it does share a disc, because you would think it's Mill Creek, but it's not. It is Millennium. Never heard of that. But Canal Plus. So Studio Canal Plus. But for 50 cents a movie, it's cheaper than renting them. I could be out a lot more money just to watch them. The next one is another double pack. This one is not a Mill Creek either, but it's a Echo Bridge. And that's going to be Blackbeard and then The Curse of King Tut's Tomb. Now, I know they used to have these on DVDs in the Walmart $5 dump bin. I believe this Blu-ray made it to the $5 dump bin at one point. But it is kind of cool that they at least do not share discs. They are separate discs. So they were 50-cent Blu-rays, the way you look at it. And these were made for TV movies, basically, because they're 170 minutes each. They do get 25 gig layer Blu-rays, so they're not 50 gig, they're not the big thick boys, but they get their own discs, and that's pretty cool. Now, the next one is another double pack. So the way that I'm going to show them off today is I'm showing off my double packs. Because when I put them on my shelf, I put my multi-packs, and then I go alphabetically from there when I set my Blu-rays and whatnot up. And what we have here is a double pack of SWAT and Basic. Now this one is a Mill Creek, so I did get a Mill Creek this time. Now I've never seen Basic. I don't think. I might be wrong. My parents may have bought Basic back in the day on DVD because they used to buy like all the new release movies as they were kind of coming out, and they were big fans of John Travolta and Samuel Jackson. So it would not surprise me if they had it and I watched it. But if I watched it, it may have been one of those movies that I fell asleep during and I don't remember much. Now, I did not look this up on Blu-ray.com, but I would almost assume that this is 2 movies sharing a single layer 25 gigabyte disc. So it's definitely not as good as buying either one of these separately, but I know for sure I like SWAT. That's a fun movie. I had a fun time with that. That came out when I was in high school, I believe. If I got the years right, yeah, I think I was in high school the year that SWAT come out. So it was a fun time. It was a good one. I'm glad to have it in the collection because I didn't have it at all. So and all these are new movies that I don't have on any format going forward. Everything I've shown Blu-ray wise is I'm not upgrading DVD. I just have never had the movie. Starting with Alien Covenant. Now this is Ridley Scott, and I am also trying to get all of Ridley Scott's movies because at some point I watched Thelma and Louise and found another one of Ridley Scott's movies, Kingdom of Heaven, somewhere for about $1 as well, or two. I usually try to get my Blu-rays for $1 or two as I'm getting old used ones if I can. I've never seen any of the Alien movies except for Prometheus and Alien. I watched Prometheus first because somebody had told me to watch them in timeline order. So I watched Prometheus first and I watched it in 3D. I loved it. The movie was awesome. I really dug it. And then I watched Aliens so that way I could make a top 70s movies list for Tim Talks Talkies Community Challenge. And that was the first time I had ever watched Alien. Now, I've never seen any other Alien movies, and I know that Covenant kind of fits somewhere there in the beginning as well. But I think I've decided that I'm going to just continue to watch them from here on out in the order in which they released so I can get kind of caught up and be in time for Romulus when Romulus gets home release. Which should be soon because it's in the theater this weekend. Not to age the video. Now the next one. I believe I seen this back when it kind of first came out. And for some reason I feel like people don't think this is a good movie. And maybe it's not. I don't really remember it. It could have been another one of those ones I fell asleep during. The thing about it is for a while there in my early adulthood, I worked third shifts. So my days all mixed together and I would try to watch movies when I came home after a long night. And sometimes I'd fall asleep and sometimes I wouldn't. And yeah, if you've ever worked third shift, you know that just kind of messes with your whole brain. But I mainly like Aaron Eckhart, so I'm going to give this one another try. This is Battle Los Angeles. And if I remember correctly, it's like an alien invasion type of movie. Like I said, I picked it up. It was $1. It's cheaper than renting it, and it has a really nice slipcover on it. I mean, it's actually embossed or debossed. I think embossed is when it's like this, which it's embossed. It kind of pops up a little bit all the way over the text and like the backpack and stuff. Kind of hard to see it, but it's there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Like I said, I'll give this movie another try if I haven't seen it. I can't recall. Now this one I've seen, and it has nothing on what it's based off of, but it's a mid-thousands, I think it's like 2016 or so, 2017, right around in that area, remake of an old TV show, and that's going to be Chips with Dax Shepard and Michael Pena. Now this movie is super disgusting. There's like some disgusting jokes in it, some crude humor, but wow, this movie's hilarious. And as I'm looking at the back of it, I did not know that this was directed by Dax Shepard. That's actually pretty cool. That makes me want to watch this again soon. I can't remember if this was super good or if I just thought it was funny when I watched it. But I'm totally going to go back and watch it again because I like Dax Shepard. I think he's a pretty funny guy. So we got Chips. Now, this next one, I grabbed it because I like all the actors, everybody that's on the front cover that I recognize, which I recognized all three. And this, I believe this is an earlier Blu-ray. It is, it does say Sony on it, Sony Pictures, CBS Films. But I believe this is an earlier Blu-ray, an earlier movie as well. Well, this is 2010, so not too early, but that's going to be Extraordinary Measures with Harrison Ford and Brandon Fraser and Kerry Russell. I haven't heard of this. This must have been around the time that Brandon Fraser was kind of getting out of the limelight, and Harrison Ford comes in and out all the time. He kind of had he was kind of out of the limelight, Harrison Ford, because he had just did in like 2007, a few years prior. This was 2010. A few years prior, he had done the fourth Indiana Jones, and people didn't like that movie. So he wasn't necessarily a hot actor at the time that this came out, I wouldn't imagine. And Brendan Fraser had a hard time there for a while too. But Brendan Fraser's coming back around right now, and people are really digging him. So, you know, I figured I'd give it a go. And honestly, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be upset about $1. All right, so this next one, I know it's considered a bad movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Will Ferrell, to be honest. I do like Elf. I do like Step Brothers. Anchorman's alright too. Not the second one, but the first one's pretty good. I like this first one. And like I said, he's good. He's good in doses. And I pretty much always like John C. Reilly, but this is apparently one of their worst movies. This is considered one of the worst movies ever made, from what I can gather. If it's really that bad, I mean, I guess for $1 I can attempt to watch it and maybe sell it for 50 cents. And I don't know. I figured I'd try it out. Like I said, I don't have very much of their stuff just in general, but I know that it's critically panned. Now, these next one is an IMAX movie. I like to do the IMAX stuff and the documentaries and the space stuff and all that. And it was sealed, so I figured, you know, again, brand new for $1. Why not? It's going to be Journey to Space, narrated by Patrick Stewart. Now, I almost guarantee this has a 3D Blu-ray, and I don't have it. But this is cool to have, and somehow I didn't know this, but Shout does all of these, or a lot of these maybe. So it's technically Shout. That's cool. And like I said, I just like those. This next one, it's sealed as well. And I've never seen it, never even heard of it, but I like Ben Affleck, so I'm willing to give it a go. And that's called Live by Night. And it says it's from the director of Argo and The Town. And I've never seen either one of those as either. Like, I've not seen either of those movies. But I have heard nothing but good things about Argo and The Town. And I'll be watching The Town very soon. And I do have Argo, and I'll get around to watching it soon too, I hope. So maybe this is pretty good as well. It's 129 minutes, so it's pretty long. Hopefully not too long in the tooth. And this next one is another Nicholas Sparks movie. I feel like I've gotten a few of his movies here recently somehow. I'm not entirely sure why, but I just keep kind of finding them out and about. Maybe it's because they're not any good, but I would imagine they are, because I mean, Nicholas Sparks writes good stories, so the movies have to at least be decent. Now this one has Clint Eastwood's son in it, Scott Eastwood, and this is The Longest Ride. Now what was neat about this is it's not sealed, but It is sealed. It's never been opened. So I might get lucky enough and the digital code's good in it too. That would be all right. Because then I can I can have my parents watch it. That'd be cool. This might be one my mom likes. She likes romantic comedies and just romance movies in general sometimes. So, you know, anything I can add to the collection for everybody to share is always good. I always dig that. So, all right, this next one, which for some reason I thought that I was getting one that was expensive. Like, I thought this was an expensive out of print, but upon coming home and doing a little bit of research, I find that it is not. And that is Nature Calls. I like Patton Oswalt. He's pretty funny dude. I find him to be pretty entertaining most of the time. And I like Johnny Knoxville. So I figured I'd give it a go. Anyways, I mean, that based on that alone. Another cool thing about it is shrink wrap, but still sealed. So, I mean, I got a lot of new Blu-rays for like $1 a piece today. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna cry about that. This is gonna finish it off for us today, and that's gonna be one that I've never seen, but I really enjoy both of the main actors in this, and that's gonna be Sex Tape with Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz. I really like Jason Segel from it says digital code, but this is Columbia Pictures. So the digital code in this might be good too. I will put that to the side because it might be good. But, you know, it's a standard disc. When I went to scan it in, I seen that there was a different version that had different cover art on it. I'm assuming this is just the standard release here. But it's got some special features and whatnot. But I'm excited to check this one out because I've never checked it out, and I feel like I remember people saying this is really funny, and it's about 10 years old now. They don't even make like raunchy comedies and stuff anymore at all, really. So you know, this is about 10 years old. I wonder how well it's aged. You know, I've never seen it, so I can't say that it's good for its time or bad for its time. I can just kind of base it on whether or not I think it's good for today's time. You know, because it could be good for its time and bad for today, or it could be just a bad movie in general. But it's Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel. I don't think it's that bad. So I'm going to try to show off the tower here. The Tower of Power. It's already a little shaky. But this might be one of my biggest thrift shop hauls, especially considering that there's technically 5 sealed movies here. 5 sealed movies. Yep. We have the Starsky and Hutch sealed, The Journey in Space, The Live at Night, and then Nature Calls and The Longest Ride all still had their tape on them. So those are all still brand new. That's pretty good for less than $20. I do like finding a good deal. Obviously, if you watch any of my content, you know that. Anyways, that's going to do it here today for us. If you hung around until the end, again, thank you. As always, I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm on the road to 500. And make sure you hit that bell notification because I got some other things going on that I want to maybe show off, and some discussions. I want to get some discussions out there. I got some discussions, some things I want to talk about. Some video game related stuff, some movie related stuff. You know, just a nice mixture of things. But until next time, later.